Okay, we're sort of on the outskirts of Berlin. We're not in the city anymore.
Yeah, it's still the city of Berlin.
We're still in the city of Berlin.
It's still the city of Berlin, but it's the outskirts of the city.
But this is a residential area with houses.
Yeah.
Most Berliners live in apartments, but as you get on the outskirts of Berlin, you start seeing houses in these residential areas. Okay, what's the size of Berlin?
Well, it's 80 kilometers from the east to the west.
80 kilometers from the east to the west.
And 40 kilometers from the north to the south.
40 kilometers from the north to the south. That's pretty big.
It's big.
Now we're entering the Grunewald.
And of course we cannot drive right onto the Teufelsberg hill as you have no access by car.
Sure.
You have to walk a little bit by foot.
We can get close enough to take some pictures of.
Yes, I hope so. And I'm just going to see where I can put my car that we're closest.
This is where you live.
This here is Grunewald.
This is where I worked.
Yeah.
Grunewald, up on
the
Teufelsberg.
station. Yeah. I'm going to. Okay, it should be the next parking lot over here is the closest we can get. I'm just going to park my car over there, and then we have to continue by foot.
Oh, okay. We used to drive up here in the bus every day for 3 years. I was a teletype operator. We're going to park here and do some walking.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, here we go.
Are we wearing you out?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Probably just Ken's talking.
He might. No. He's going to learn something from me.
Yeah.
Don't teach you some stuff, right?
I'm going to tell him something about Teufelsberg.
I wouldn't dare to do so.
Yeah. Okay, we're walking up Teufelsberg Hill right now, up to the old Site 3. This is where cars have to stop. You can only walk up this hill. We had to park, about 100 yards back down that way. And now we're walking up the hill. From the parking lot to the top of Teufelsberg was about a quarter of a mile, and after we reached the top, we discovered that the old Site number 3 was off limits to the general public, and it was surrounded by a 10-foot high chain link fence with an entrance gate that was locked. The National Security Agency and the U.S. Army Security Agency abandoned this site many years ago after the Berlin Wall came down in November of 1989, and the old top secret facility had been taken over by the natural elements, graffiti, many trees, and lots of vegetation. It had also been taken over by several young people who claimed they worked for an organization that was preserving the old site as a Cold War museum, and they claimed they were doing a documentary. The individuals who I talked to there were very young, and the person who seemed to be in charge of everyone else was a young Russian named Yuri, and I had to laugh at that. Our old top secret Site number 3 has been taken over by the Russians. That was funny. And when I told them that I used to work here many years ago, they asked me if I would like to come in because they wanted to ask me some questions. So they unlocked the gate and let us in. And they did too. They asked me many questions, and I enjoyed talking to them.
We are up here on top of Teufelsberg Mountain, and there's a part of the old Site 3, U.S. Army Field Station Berlin, right there. That's where I used to work back in 1969, 70, and 71.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You are working here in Teufelsberg?
He worked here.
I did. Yeah.
As a what?
Yes. I worked here in 1969.
As an officer or?
No, I was an enlisted man.
Ah, okay.
I was a sergeant,
Ah, okay.
but I worked up here.
So you want to come in? I can open the door for you.
Okay, here we are. This is May the 10th, Tuesday, 2011. And we're up on top of Teufelsberg Hill. This is where I used to work back in 1969, 70, and 71. I was the U.S. Army Security Agency, Field Station Berlin. This is it. This is called Site number 3. It's what the U.S. Army called Site number 3, right here. This really brings back memories for me. This is really awesome. Man, is this awesome.